Good morning, everyone. Welcome to class today. Today we are going to be talking about understanding the 7 Ds that drive every single real estate market. Hopefully you guys are here because you want to increase your business. You want to increase the people you're seeing. You want to increase the people that are potential buyers and sellers in your database. So we're going to break apart and talk about exactly how to get the right VIP connections that will seriously increase and actually get you business right away. But it's going to take a lot of work. And like I said, please, this is a class that's going to take you guys to unmute. We need to have conversations and dialogue. This is a strategy class. I've got a full outline, but realistically, it's going to take us communicating and talking with each other to kind of put things together to make more sense. And I'm going to give you guys some practical and actual ways to find these types of VIPs. But first, let's talk about business right now. What is going on in your personal business, in what's going on, with your database? What are you guys seeing?
I'm seeing that a lot of people I have in my pipeline don't want to do anything right now because of rates. They don't want to give up their 2.5 or their 3% rate, even though they really want to move and need to move. They can't afford, a double mortgage payment.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that specifically, but that's exactly spot on, Tracy, on what we're talking about today. Who else? What else are you guys seeing? Amanda, Sierra, Hayden, anybody want to unmute? What do you guys see? Gonna need some more dialogue than this.
One thing that I've seen people who are willing to sell now
Mhm.
is somebody who has bought a primary house 2 years back and rented out their primary house.
Mhm.
And now they are in that period where they can take advantage of both the 1031 and the 521, but they have a limited period. So they have to sell now.
Gotcha.
They are kind of open to sell because now they're selling their rental property, which was earlier their primary house.
Yeah, we definitely are hearing more people selling their rentals.
Right.
Especially the mom and pop, the people who manage their own. They have the onesie, twosie, direct, property management that they're doing themselves. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. So
It would be great
what,
is
Tracy?
if we could find a lender
Mhm.
that could somehow work to buy down the rate 2 points to get them into the fives.
There's absolutely ways to do that. There's a lot.
Seller concessions, but I mean, that's a lot of
Yeah.
money for a seller to give up.
Yeah. So in order to kind of like dive into this class and get a better understanding, we definitely need to talk about what's going on in our current market. And you guys are right. I wrote this down right now because of high interest rates and high home prices, especially. People all feel locked into their home, right? They feel like they can't really make a change. They just feel like I'll never get this rate. I do want to move. I do want to make a change, but I feel like I can't. What is the normal percentage rate of your database that moves each year on average? Do you guys know? Anybody know?
Sad to
No.
say, no.
Okay. Typical average markets, 5% of your database will move. You'll get someone in your database. And when I say database, I don't mean farm database, just people you don't know that don't know you. I'm talking about people that are in your database that you know them, they know you, and they know that you're a realtor. Okay. I'm talking about that type of a database, 5% each year moves. So if you have 100 people inside your database, How many people are moving every year? 5. You got 5 people that should transact every year. Do you guys know what? Because of our situation in the market, like I said, because of the high or super high interest rates and high pricing and people not moving. Do you guys know what the percentage is right now? It's only 2 to 3%. That's it. So that means only, you have 100 people, probably only 2 people in your database. Can you guys do a good business with 2 sales a year?
No,
No. You can't. So what is the secret to the business then? What's the secret then to get out of that? If you want to do more than 2 deals in the year,
Increase
what do you
your-
have to do?
Increase your database.
That's it. Shilpa, you hit it on the head. You have to increase your database. You have to. So if you are not implementing a plan every single day, Monday through Friday, of how you are actively increasing that database to new people, you're gonna be probably closing 2 to 3 deals in the whole year. Who wants to do more business than that?
absolutely.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get out our first list. So there are these things that regardless of whatever market we are in, people who are having these types of life events are going to buy and sell real estate no matter what. They don't care what interest rates are. They don't care where pricing is. It doesn't matter. So these are the key people that you're trying to connect with in these types of markets. And if you actually build out a real solid VIP list for all of these people who have these types of life changes that we're going to talk about, you're continually going to have business no matter what market is. And if we were to just go down the list of all of our brokers who are actually doing sales right now, what do you think of the life events that are happening? What would you say that our brokers would say of those ones that are doing all the deals? Don't look at the words already, Shilpa. I know for these guys on Zoom, they don't see it. But what types of situations for sure people are selling or buying?
Death and divorce.
Death and divorces. Oh yeah.
Diapers,
Diapers, having a baby,
relocations,
or diamonds, right? Getting married,
relocation also.
relocation. What about defaults on loans? We're gonna get into the 7 Ds. And what we're gonna do is basically for each one of these, we're gonna go through and try to crunch and think about who can we find that will know that these people are gonna be connected. Yeah. So our very first D that we're going to write down is diapers. Having a baby. Why do people move and buy homes when they're having a baby? Why?
They need more space.
They need more space. So they need more space typically, right?
Schools too.
What was that, Tracy?
They're thinking about schools for the future too.
Yeah, they're thinking about schools. Yeah, there's a lot of different things that they're looking at. So our first one is having a baby. Now, I want you guys to really think downstream. Think far downstream, okay? And what I mean by saying that is, who do you think that these potential buyers, because this is more of there's 2 things we're going to do for each one of these categories. We're going to rate each one of them on the scale, the 1 to 10 scale. You guys remember like when there's fire or smoke like in the forest and they've got the little meter, right? It's like from 1 to 5 or one, no, it's like 1 to 10 for the dangers of fires, right? How active do you think people, like in this situation for diapers, this is more people buying,
Hmm,
correct?
Yeah.
So I would say it's more buyers
hmm,
than sellers.
hmm.
I mean, definitely there'll be people who, maybe that do own and
Right.
they have a child. And then they're like, oh no, our place is too small. We need to sell and buy something else bigger. So that's an upsize. That is probably
No.
a lower percentage, wouldn't you say, of those types of buyers?
Yes.
Okay. So on the meter, on the scale for how active this D is, I'm gonna say this is probably at a 6. It's not burning hot, not crazy, right? People make do, especially right now, buyers are like, oh man, rates are so high, it's so expensive. We can't afford that. We'll have the baby, we'll move the office and take it and make that and part of the living room, and the extra bedroom's no longer gonna be an office, and now it'll be for the baby. Right? People they make adjustments in situations like this. So this is only a 7. More towards buyer. Who could you think of that you could connect with? Like if you knew this type of a VIP, if they were in your database and they could tell you about people who are having babies or about to have babies or pregnant and that they're needing to make a move. Who would know who that person is?
They're
Who?
OBs.
Who?
They're OBs, they're doctors.
Yeah, they're doctors, they're OBs.
Hmm. So why will they tell us that?
So write this down. You're gonna see what we're doing here. So an OB, doctors, right? Okay, who else? What about a parenting coach? Has
Hmm.
anyone heard of that? They have parenting coaches.
Hmm.
Write that one down. Who else?
They do these prenatal yoga classes and all these prenatal classes.
Oh, prenatal classes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Classes. Who has prenatal classes? Who puts those on? Yeah, yoga. They have those too.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Keep thinking. What about family counselors?
Hmm.
Some people, that they're maybe early stages in their marriage and they're doing family counseling and about to have a baby and neither one of them had good parents or something. And they're like, we want to be good parents. We need some help here.
Hmm. Or gift registry guys, right? Like,
Oh, gift registry. That's a good one. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I want you guys to think. Like what other things could connect to knowing that someone's like having a baby?
I can't take credit for this, but doulas.
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 I had
Yeah.
somebody very smart tell me that.
Doulas. I'm not even sure how to spell that, but I'm gonna put it down. Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
And stores like Bye Bye Baby or, like those specialized
Oh,
stores.
specialized baby stores. Yeah. What
Why?
about daycare?
That's a good one.
Daycare. Okay. Huh. What else? What else?
Facebook parenting groups.
Oh,
Like,
you're skipping a little ahead, but that's okay.
Mhm.
Facebook parenting groups. a good one. Definitely social media has many
Hmm.
different groups, and we're definitely gonna be utilizing those. So if you were to trying to find someone, right, that might be good to connect with, that could become a VIP, that meets a lot of, I'm guessing, men or women that are about to become parents,
Hmm.
who else could you think of? Because we need VIPs. We need to be thinking of people for sure that are gonna be connectors.
Teachers, like,
Yes, teachers. Does anyone have a single client in their database that is pregnant right now? Any of them? Not a s-
Yes.
it's- You do?
Yep.
Oh. So you have someone, can you tell us about that person? You don't have to say their name or anything, but Like-
I sold them their first house and then they had a little baby girl and now they are having their second.
ah. So that old house you first sold them, is that gonna be sufficient for two adults and two kids?
It's got 3 bedrooms, so technically yes, but the backyard is super tiny. There's a park like right across the street from them, like a little toy park. But
Yeah.
I think when that other baby comes and she's got 2 toddlers, I think they're both gonna see it's just too small. But they're a one-income family, so right now I know they couldn't buy anything. Unless I
Okay.
can get those rates down.
Yeah, maybe if interest rates come down.
but they'll know other people who are having babies.
But
Yep.
there's maybe no others. So first of all, let's figure out, okay, out of the list that we wrote down, I want you each to tell me what is the number one person or this person, that in all the items we wrote down for ideas. I want your number one. What's your number one idea you think of this person, this expert, if they became a VIP, they could help potentially refer you?
Daycare.
Daycare, that's a good one. What's yours, Tracy?
I think your clients that are having babies because they're going to these prenatal groups, they have a lot of these people use doulas, which
Yeah,
and what else? I know mine has a coach. So, I mean, there's a couple people right there that, lead gens that you could get into.
okay. Good stuff. I'm gonna share my screen. And we're gonna jump to a couple different things. Come on, LinkedIn. I'm gonna hide this thing real quick. Okay, so LinkedIn is a great place for finding professionals, right?
Interesting.
So if we had a doula or let's see, I don't even know how to spell doula. Let's
I think it's DOULA.
DOULA.
I think.
Wow, there's a company and benefits. Interesting.
So
Doula groups.
doula groups, let's see all results. Okay.
Holistic birth doula. Florida.
We want someone
Kathy Deputy.
local, right? So here's somebody, Seattle, doula and birth photographer. There's somebody, that's definitely two things that different, but
Good idea.
so this might be a good person because think about it this way, and this person wasn't on our list, this type, right? But Katie here is a doula and a birth photographer. How many people get children baby photos when they're first, especially on their firstborn? They go over the top. right?
Yeah.
You know, by the second kid, you're like, yeah, you know, here I have my phone will do on my, you know, my camera phone will do, but what if we were to reach out to Katie and say, Katie, I'm a real estate professional in the Seattle market. I see that you're both a doula and a birth photographer. Whenever my clients are looking for, you know, a doula or a birth photographer, I do not currently have a professional
In my
referral, you know, client in my database.
Mm.
Would you be open to, you know, coffee or to talk over the phone? Like I'm interviewing people. Okay?
Mm.
Why would we do that? Why would we connect to someone like Katie?
Because then if you give her a referral, then she's likely to give you a referral.
Shilpa said, because if you give a referral,
Yeah.
she's likely to refer you people. Right?
I like it. I'm interviewing to see if I can add you in my network.
So I want you to keep something in mind. Now, can you do this digitally?
Yes, to start with.
Yeah, we can connect with people digitally. We can go through this and we can do a message. If anybody's been active on LinkedIn for a long time, how many messages do you get through there? Does anybody know? Do you have a LinkedIn, Tracy?
Yeah,
Okay. When was the last time you logged into it?
maybe 6, 7.
Yeah. So if you want a better result,
Mm.
I want you guys to think about the 7 levels of communication. Okay? At the bottom of the level is this digital communication.
Mm.
It's impersonal. It's, you know, typically we get inundated with these types of communications.
Mm.
It's not as relevant. It's not as effective for sure. You have to get towards the top of the pyramid of the 7 levels, okay? And the very, very top number 1 way is, what do you think?
Meeting and having.
Face to face.
Yep.
Getting face to face is number 1. That's the highest level of communication we can do as human beings. Nothing's higher. Sorry, it's not. Next level, I would say, and they've updated this list, would be video conferencing, right?
Mm.
It's not really in person, but at least you can see the person. You can see their mannerisms, the way they talk, the way, you know, they move their hands when they're talking. You can see the body language, which is very, very important. And then third is, what do you think?
Call.
Telephone, just voice to voice. Okay. If you are not in the top 3, your effectiveness is slim. You're not going to be effective. I'm just telling you.
Mm.
And now that we're in more and more of the digital age, and with AI, I mean, now there's new AI and stuff that literally they call people, like it's calling people, having full conversations with people, and they think that they're talking to a real human. That's where we're at right now. So you really got to be focused getting in the top 2 if you can. Okay.
Mm.
So there's a 2-way street when it comes to referrals, right? Tom Ferry says this in coaching. A bunch of people say this as far as the reciprocity of, you know, you got to give to get. Have you heard that before, that statement? Tom Ferry says, give, ask, or, you know, it's like hit,
Mm.
and then ask. So
Mm.
they kind of follow the rule of 3 to 1. So you should be giving 3 referrals away. If you can give 3 away to someone,
Mhm.
that should generate you at least 1 back
From that person.
from that person.
Mm.
So Katie, you know, could be a really good person to connect with, right? Another way that you guys can make connections for more VIPs is calling your database.
Hmm.
If you are out of people, like out of conversations for reasons to call, this isn't the one type of calls to your database where you're just calling down everyone. You don't, I'm not saying to do that for this one, right? For diapers. This would be who has children, okay? Who has kids in your database? What you could do is call and just ask, hey, how's it going? I'm checking in. How are things? How's the house? Blah, blah, blah. You know, just have the short conversation. Say, I'm curious. The reason I called is I have a client. They're expecting their first child. And I'm just curious, did you, do you know a doula, or do you know a birth photographer? Do you have a connection for parenting coaches? Do you have, right? So these are the types of things you're asking them. And if your database says, man, no, you know what? No, we went to the hospital, we had a doctor, that's it. We didn't do birthing classes. If you're really not getting much, you can always end with this. Oh, not a problem. Hey, if I find a really good referral, would you like me to let you know who that is? Right?
Hmm.
So it's a way that now you're keeping track of, who's connected to who. And if it is a good connection or a good referral, they may have someone to refer you, which is great. So then you could reach out to that person that's, that they're referring you to and tell you that so-and-so sent you.
Hmm.
You see how you can always use the connectors to make the conversations happen easier. So we're going to be doing this type of a process for all of the 7 Ds.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's start the next D. Any questions about the first one? Did that give you some ideas?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Number 2.
Death.
Death.
Mainly sellers.
This is on the scale for, gotta move, gotta sell types of situations. This is probably one of the highest. I'd say this is probably a 9.
Hmm.
It's probably a 9. Right? It's more than likely
Yeah.
people sell, they make a change when there's death. Okay? Obviously, the very first one for your connectors is probably going to be a probate attorney.
Hmm.
This is a very start item. If you do not have a stellar VIP probate attorney in your database, this is going to be the number one item that you need to go and find. And I would say do it this way instead of doing the search first. It's calling your database. Hey, I'm curious. I've got a potential client that I might be working with that's going to be dealing with an estate sale. Do you have a good probate attorney that you work with? So that's the call to your database. And if they give you a name, I would say that's definitely someone you should add to your list to go call and to try to get connected to. Now, when it comes to any time of a professional, of an attorney, estate planners, these types of people, they're very, very busy. They get inundated just like you guys do with new lenders. Or so, I mean, it's up there. So you need to keep that in mind. What is the best way you think to get someone, you think, to, to be able to, to actually communicate with you and actually get an appointment.
Refer somebody to them.
That's right. We said it earlier. Yeah, Shilpa, exactly right. We said right earlier that if you have someone to refer them, they are going to talk to you. Some of our top producing brokers right now, majority of their business is coming from probate attorneys. I know one person in particular in here who has 2 of them. They're both very good. And just from those 2 probate attorneys this year so far it's already turned into 10 to 11 transactions from the 2 people,
Wow.
just from that alone.
Mm.
And the person that I'm talking about literally only met these people 3 years ago. One of them 3 years ago, the other one a year and a half ago. And how they got the connections was exactly what I'm telling you to do right now. It's calling through their database, finding out who has a great referral for a probate attorney. Oh, you don't have one? Hey, would you like me to call you back and let you know, and when I find a really good one to refer to you, so you have somebody? Yeah, that'd be great. High percentages of your database is going to want these connecting people, because these are the ones that drive every single real estate market, no matter what the market conditions are.
So if somebody is interested in estate planning,
Mhm.
would probate attorneys be the ones to help them with estate planning, or is that some other professional?
Maybe. Some probate attorneys are only experts in probate attorneys, right? I mean, you might not get someone who's both an estate planner and somebody who does probate.
So probate is
Typically,
after
yes.
it's done, that's when they come in. Like, I mean, I'm not familiar with probate
Yeah,
attorneys.
probate is when someone dies, they need to go do the probate process with a specialized attorney that can do that.
Okay, and they would already have the estate plan in place, and this guy will
Maybe.
come in.
Not always.
Okay, if they have one, then this guy will.
Yeah, if they have estate planning already done, then typically it's the same attorney handles it. It's all set up, and it's obviously a smoother, faster process. So that's why it's important to talk to your clients too. When it comes to death, let's go ahead and fill in some more people. We need more VIPs here on who can be connected for death.
Estate planners.
Well, estate planners, yeah. Definitely.
And the estate sales guys, they're the ones who do the.
That's
auctions.
right. The estate liquidation specialists, that's what they're called. And that is one I constantly hear people needing all the time. Is the estate liquidation specialists. Because they come in and they'll help sell and get rid of all of the stuff in the house. Okay, same thing. Let's look in here and see if we have any people in LinkedIn. Estate. State liquidation specialists. Okay, we see realtors coming up. Wholesale cannabis specialist. I'm not sure about that one. Relo senior. Commercial. Not a lot of people in this one category. You might have to jump in and look for business people who are maybe in Google for business to see. Real estate, no. Property, nope.
Estate planners also.
Yeah, we definitely can look up estate planner.
That's not a great category either.
Did you look? That one's not in there at all,
I
huh?
mean, few are there, like it's more not so great. Keller Williams.
Estate company, planner company, estate planner company. estate planner, company law practice. It's more that.
Attorney, rather.
Maybe try estate sales.
And that's gonna bring up a ton of brokers.
Estate planning insurance specialist, whatever that means.
That could be. Yeah, we've got. Elder law attorneys, that's a good one. That might be a good person right there. Long-term care.
Hmm.
And financial advisors.
Community centers, right? The senior community centers.
Senior community centers. Um. How about a living will? Who does? Who can help with that? An attorney. Right? You're trying to get the right type of people to connect to be able to bring these VIPs into your preferred vendors list, right? Okay, probate attorneys. There must be a ton. We have estate planning and probate in Bellevue. Okay. Trusts, estate planning, probate. So they all go hand in hand. So you have attorney, real estate, probate, business. That's a little bit different. We want to probably stick to more of people, not the companies. Power of attorneys, people who create wills. So here's one, helping individuals and couples create wills, POAs, and more.
So do you think these guys would be open to do an educational session?
For your clients?
Yeah.
Maybe. Depends on how busy they are.
Hmm.
And how, how many people you can really get in front of them. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? So there's 100 pages. I mean, there's a ton in here. But I would say you're gonna want to try to bring someone as a referral first. So that is what's gonna unlock, the door for you, is getting the referral first if you can.
Mhm.
So maybe it is getting someone who's great about doing wills, and that's something you could call your database about. Oh, do you have a will? Oh, you don't? Hey, if I find someone really good, would you want me to call you back or let you know and send you, that referral?
Mm.
Because it's something that, we all need. So we definitely are gonna wanna have someone for this, for sure, because it's very, very high on the scale, right? We know this is a 9. More than likely people will be selling. All right, let's go to the next one. The next one is diamonds. People getting married. Who can we connect to? Who would know? What about wedding planners?
Mm.
Who else? About wedding photographers?
Mm.
Getting married, having a financial advisor is probably important.
Mm.
Even though this same type of person is gonna be connected in this category, that doesn't mean we can't have multiple, multiple types of VIPs, so
Counselors.
counselors. That's a good one. They have wedding counselors and they have pre-wedding counselors.
So this would be a 5 in a scale to buy, but they won't be rushing into buying, right? Or
Yeah,
5.
this is more or less probably a 5. And this would probably be weighted towards the buying.
Mm,
The last one, death, was selling, right? We had that more people would be probably selling
mm,
than buying. But they might do both.
Hmm.
I mean, that's the whole thing. Financial advisor, wealth manager. Financial advisors and wealth managers are often counsel couples on financial matters, including home ownership. They can provide guidance on purchasing a home together and may have connections with real estate professionals who specialize in working with newlyweds. So that might be the perfect niche that you're looking for the people who are, a financial advisor who deals with buying their first time home buyers. Definitely that's conversation's gonna come up
Hmm.
if you deal with that type of a person. So I think a financial planner is gonna be high on your list for a VIP. Because they're gonna tell you, when it's the right time to buy a home. And they're definitely gonna be suggesting this, because they already know. If you're a financial planner and you're not having real estate as part of the major portion of your portfolio, I'd say you probably need to find a better, financial advisor. So that's definitely gonna be high up there on the list. You've got to find a financial advisor, and I guarantee we'll find someone here.
Mm.
There's financial advisors, right? So, see all people results, find someone local, somebody in this area, that's. If they don't have a photo right away, I'm like, that's how I feel. What about you guys?
And sometimes I don't just share a photo with someone who's not connected with them.
They do, oh, that's right.
You can set that up saying that.
Yeah, you can hide it. Yeah, that is true. You could see who else you are connected with. What other mutual connections you have. That will help you definitely, in getting connected to someone. Like this one, I've got 66 connections with this financial advisor.
Hmm.
That's a lot of connections. So make sure you look at that too when you're using LinkedIn to find that professional. So any one of these people connect with, again, you could flip the script, go directly to your clients, calling on your sphere and saying, hey, do you have a good financial advisor that you can refer me? I'm looking for someone new to refer. I'm looking for someone new to refer to my clients. Oh, you don't have anyone? Well, if I find someone good, do you want me to send you that referral? Okay, great. Do you see how you're reaching out, you're trying to find someone, and then, oh, they don't have someone? Oh, if I've signed someone else, do you want me to call you back and let you know who that, referral is? A lot of times people are gonna say yes. Because these 7 things are very high on the list of life events that happen to a person, right? So the very likelihood that they're going to need people who specialize in these. And you need to have these VIPs in your database. This is the type of person that you would, get on your drip campaigns of, maybe the market updates so that you can keep them informed of real estate, but also it's just, it's gotta be that two-way street of communication. You've got to be able to communicate with with these VIPs. If this is someone that you're just messaging through and they're like, yeah, go ahead and send me referrals. That's not the name of the game of what we're trying to do here. You need to get these people to be the top of your list of VIP vendors, okay? If you're in the core and you pay for core coaching, that's anywhere from what, $3,000 to $7,000 a month for coaching. This kind of task that we're doing is going to be a requirement. And if you don't get it done, it's like a $2,000 fine you have to pay.
Seriously?
Seriously. Yeah, because they understand how important this actually is to your business.
Hmm.
Because how many people in your database are going to move this year?
2 to 3%.
2 to 3%, 2 or 3 people out of 100, that's it. So you're not gonna do much business unless you have more strangers. You gotta get connected to more strangers, and we need these VIP business to business partners. Gotta have them. All right. Let's jump to the next one. Divorce. Death and divorce are definitely probably the top two. Well, I'd say there's 3 probably in here. Divorce is typically a 10.
Really?
I don't know how many people, that say, oh, hey, we're gonna get divorced, we're still gonna live here, we'll keep the house just because of, high interest rates. Is that happening? No.
My world.
It's not gonna happen. People are gonna be, mad. Nope, they're like, I gotta get out of here. You gotta get out of here. So this is gonna be a very, very top tiered item. And obviously this will be selling, right? The meter's more leaning towards, selling than probably buying. But with divorce, you do have higher odds for getting both. That's a sell and a buy. We have a broker in here that had a client who called him and said, yeah, hey, we're getting divorced. We need to sell the house. We want you to come out, give us an assessment. He goes through the whole process. He looks at the home. He puts together a CMA. He's talked to them. They said that they're going to counseling. And 2 weeks later, they say, hey, we want you to sell the house still, but can you show us a house? And he's like, huh? He's scratching his head. Yeah, I could show you guys a house. What is this one that you're just moved in? They go, no, we've been seeing a counselor and we're working on things. And we actually found a house that's our dream house. And we want to go see it. And this is a very expensive house. I mean, it's almost $2 million. They go show it. They say, we love it. And we want to buy it. What do you think happened?
I sold that one and bought this one.
Yep, he sold that. He sold their old home and sold them the new house. They closed, done, finished. What do you think happened next?
Lived happily ever after. They divorced after a few years.
No, they did not live happily ever after. Buying a home is not going to be
I know.
making a big change like that in your life after, making several statements that you're going to divorce is probably not wise for a relationship.
Yeah.
So, yep. When my broker told me this, I said, well, my hunch is you probably will be selling that home in the first year, within the first year.
Wow.
They made it 6 months. And now he is selling that home. And he is selling them each
Wow.
homes.
Good for him.
Wow.
In 2 years, it's sell,
5 deals.
sell,
Bye.
buy.
Perfect.
Okay. This came to also the divorce attorney is a referral. So all of this helps connected and it really helps make the process smooth. So that's why our broker is going to continue to work with both of them. And they said, yeah, no, absolutely. You're handling everything. And even the divorce attorney is all knows the broker too, and it's all connected so that everything will run smoothly. So divorce is going to be a high item, okay? A mediator or conflict resolution specialist, right? These are gonna be top on here. So obviously divorce attorney can be number one. All right, that's gonna be a starred item. Mediators or a conflict resolution specialist. Is gonna be great connectors. Let's see if there is a conflict resolution consultant. Looks like consultant. I don't see specialist. Oh, there's Oregon, Seattle. And that's architecture. No. We need people.
Yeah.
And only like that first one might have been the only one, but they're out of Oregon.
Also, they would be consulting for corporate conflict resolution mostly,
Yeah,
not like.
yeah. Divorce, we got coach, divorce
Photo
photo
shoot.
shoot. That's a unique one. That's definitely unique. Divorce law, divorce lawyer, divorce attorney, divorce groups, divorce law services, divorce matters, divorce and mediation law firm, divorce coaches academy. That's a different one. That would be, someone that would be, probably part of that conflict resolution specialist would probably something like this, but divorce attorneys is gonna be, there'll be a lot. Oops. Oh, Bellevue. Got connections, look at your connections, definitely you're in there. I would look at experience, look at some things, but again, you can, if you know people in your database who've been divorced, reach out to to those people and say, hey, do you have a great divorce attorney? I'm looking for, a referral that I can, have for my clients. So finding these people is going to be great. So this is let's see, yeah, there's quite a few in here, obviously. Yeah, over hundreds of pages, there's going to be a lot. I'd say find the right areas, find the right specialist, and then again, try to get connection. It's crazy that there's a divorce attorney, real estate broker. That's interesting. Okay. We got to keep going. Next up for the D's is diplomas. Okay. Diplomas, usually when people graduate, they got a lot of student debt. There's a lot of bills, a lot of people are trying to find themselves still. They might be traveling. So on the scale, this one's gonna be probably a little lower.
3, 2.
Right? It's probably about a 3. Okay. And typically we see this more leaning towards buying, right? Be more of a buying type of a situation. Diploma student affairs advisors or college counselors, student affairs advisors, college counselors assist students and their families with various aspects of the college experience, including finding housing. So like they do help with that, right? They may have connections with landlords, property managers, or real estate agents specializing in student housing. Obviously, this one's, lower on the scale for likelihood of finding, additional business, but having connectors, is gonna help. But I will say when people get new jobs, right? So maybe hiring.
Mm,
So whoever handles hiring or HR departments who work at large corporations or, big companies would be a very, very good VIP.
mm.
So I'd say out of the diploma thing, my hunch is this would be your top tiered connector. Would be that hiring person or HR department. Why do I say that? Because this person too is also another connector for another one of our 7Ds.
Relocation ones.
Exactly. Relocation too. It's not just the diplomas. And people graduating college and getting a new job, making more money, it's also relocation. So this is a double D item that you could get connected to for this VIP. So what's another person for diplomas? Student affairs advisor is someone good. I mean, that they do handle a lot of, college council. I would say that is still a good one. What else? Can you guys think of anybody else that might be a good connector?
Maybe their parents, if they're already clients of yours.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm,
They know how much expensive housing costs are on campus. It's insane. It's insane. It literally, you burn that money. I know a few people who literally have talked to their sphere and said they've had conversations, say, hey, I saw on Facebook, I know, your son's about to go to college. Have you guys figured out housing yet? Can I tell you something? If they're like, no, not yet, we're still working on that. Say, hey, can I tell you something that one of my VIPs did while their kids went to school, when they went to college in Arizona or wherever? They're like, oh no, what they do? They actually found a house close to the campus. They bought the house, had extra rooms so that they could rent out the other rooms while their kids are going to college. And they actually made an investment property with it. It's a win-win situation because not only are they doing an investment and now they got a rental in,
mm,
but it's also the fact that now that they've got the housing situation figured out.
mm.
So that's a great one. I know a lot of brokers in our office, especially the people who do core coaching, that they've actually utilized this one talking to their database when they know their kids are going to college to give them this idea, and it has worked. So diplomas, it's not just college, think of it as the high school diplomas, okay? So they're graduating high school. So when you're reaching out to your database, inquire about housing, right? Like, oh, where are they going to go to school? What field are they going into? That's great. Have you guys figured housing out yet?
Mm.
That's the question you have to ask your database. And again, leaning more towards buying. All right, let's move on to number 6. Our 6D is default. Defaults on loans. Okay. This, right, it's fairly high. I would say it's probably an 8 on the meter. And this is obviously leaning towards selling. Right? If someone's defaulting, all right, they more than likely need to sell. The great thing about our market right now compared to years ago when we had the market crash of 2008, 9, 10, is the fact that people still have equity in their homes. So it's not a lot of the short sales.
Mm,
But you may need someone who, if they bought more recently, or maybe they've taken out like HELOCs and seconds and stuff on their property, then you may need a short sale attorney. Right? What other type of an attorney would you might want to need? To be connectors? Does anyone know what happens if someone's behind in their mortgage and their mortgage company might help them out? What do they call that? It's called a modification.
mhm.
They can actually help negotiate a loan modification to help offset the payments and get it lowered to something affordable that the homeowner can get. So an attorney that can also do loan modifications would be someone you would want, a VIP. What about debt counselors? Debt counselors are people that work with individuals who have too much debt that can't afford the home. So a debt counselor, can we find a debt counseling expert, you think, in LinkedIn? You have debt crisis solutions. That might be something, right? It's the very first thing. This one more or less has a lot of, oh, did I not do people? Crisis, oh, they have income tax. Now, that might be a big a big thing as an IRS, somebody who can do income tax crisis. Why would I say this is a good one? Why would this person potentially be a good one? Ron Friedman here. Because people get behind on taxes, and part of those reasons are why they lose their homes.
Mm.
It is New York, so.
Yeah. Obviously, he's not in the right area, but these are some of the types of experts you might need. Debt solution specialists. That's, I mean, obviously they're in different areas, but you can find different area to your locations. To Seattle. You could say greater Seattle. And there's tons. Okay. All right, our last D. Oh, wait, I did not read this one yet. Defaults on loan, debt counselor or financial planner. Debt counselors and financial planners also help individuals facing financial difficulties, including foreclosure or defaulting on loans. They can provide guidance on managing debt and may have connections with real estate investors or organizations specializing in distressed property sales. So someone, I would say probably your top tiered VIP is probably gonna be that short sale attorney, loan modification specialist attorney.
Mm.
That's probably gonna be your top one for the defaults. All right, last one is 7, and this is displacement. Displacement for the final D, and that is really, we're talking relo. It's relocation. So relocation is pretty high on the meter, you know, it's probably also, I would say, probably an 8. right? Relocation, and do you think that's buying or selling more? What do you think?
Buying actually both, but buying.
That's the key one about this last one, is that this one is probably both. It's typically selling and buying. This is probably one of the ones out of the whole list that it's, probably has the highest percentage of both selling and buying. Number one. Second would probably be divorce. Divorce might have that second place, but this is definitely high. So displacement, human resources manager, right? We said that earlier. We talked about it in the other one for diplomas. Okay, what about a corporate relocation specialist? Large corporations have these people. What else? Displacement. Think of things for relo. What other VIPs would you need to connect with? Has anyone ever had a client hire a moving company? Ever?
Yeah.
All the time.
Mm.
How many moving companies deal directly with relocation companies? Do you guys know?
A lot of them.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, moving company would be a fantastic one. If you do not have VIP moving company in your database, it's something that you really should have. Especially, I would say, in different areas. You need probably more than one. One of our current brokers, their top VIP is a moving company that he knows the owner and a bunch of the workers. And he gets a ton of referrals from this person, a ton every year without fail. I'd say he gets probably more referrals from this person in his VIP than he does from definitely from his average of the 2 to 3 every year that's selling right now. Yeah, he for sure gets more. Okay, what else? Or who else? Sorry. There are relocation companies, right? What about reaching out to them directly? Say, hey, I'm in the greater Seattle area. I work, relo, with our companies, and I'm looking to, see if there's, if you need any help or services or a direct contact. Some of these newer relo companies, they don't even have they don't even have a specified person. They don't even have a direct, sometimes, connection, even with our own relo department. We have a relocation department within John L. Scott. And we are preferred for like Amazon, Microsoft, a bunch of other, large corporations. Blue Origin, you got to think of like big companies who bring more employees here. What about internationally? Did you think of anyone like internationally that are sending like people here?
There's so many. Amazon does that all the time.
All the time. All the time.
But what's the relocation department in John L. Scott? What do they do?
They help directly, handle relocation to the companies because there is a high referral fee involved with the companies, and you have to be certified in a bunch of designations and stuff that a lot of the companies want. So there is some extra probably training and education that you need to be certified in order to do it. But John L. Scott only allows like 2% of our roster of each office to have someone per office. So we have like 3 people out of this office that's on relo, and they've been on it for years.
And who are those 3 people? Just
I'm not allowed to say unless
Okay.
that, yeah, they give me permission to.
So then if anything comes from Amazon, it goes to them basically for this area.
It goes to wherever the
Yeah.
employee is moving to the closest to the office.
Makes
So it's
sense.
not a lot of deals and stuff, but they do, and you're giving 50% of your deal
Wow.
back to Relo. Cause that's what, that's where they use the money to help move the employee. So, but there are, like I said, there are some small companies out there you could get connected with. So movers. I'm gonna mark moving company as being the top tiered VIP in this group. You guys agree?
Mhm.
So you definitely need to make sure that you've got that person in your database. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Hopefully you guys got a lot out of this today. These, if you can get these VIPs into your database and you are constantly giving them referrals also, this is going to increase your business. And it's very critical that you should have these people in your database no matter what, if you really truly want to have business when markets are slow like this, right? Or gridlocked. I'm not going to say it's slow because it's definitely busy out there. And the only reason it's busy is because of supply and demand.
Mm.
That is the main reason why. But I promise you, if we were to interview all of our sales right now and we went through and found out why were these people buying or selling, I promise it's going to be an extremely high percentage of the 7 Ds. It's going to be these life change events that make people buy and sell real estate. All right. Thank you guys for making it today.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
you
much.
all. Have a good one. You're welcome, Tracy. Take care.
You too, bye.
Okay, bye.